So you are thinking about moving to Utah. You've seen the photos of the mountains. You've heard about the skiing, the hiking. You've probably even heard people say Utah is one of the fastest growing states in the country. And honestly, it is very beautiful here. But there is a huge difference between visiting Utah for a week and actually living here full time. I've helped a lot of families relocate to Utah, and there are a few things that catch almost everyone off guard once they're actually here. Some of them are amazing, and some of them are definitely a culture shock. And if you are thinking about making the move, I'd rather you know now instead of being blindsided later. So in today's video, I'm giving you the unfiltered Utah guide. We're going to talk about the climate and what people don't expect about the weather, the unique social culture here, and the reality of Utah's housing market. By the end of this video, my goal for you is that you'll have a much clearer picture of what it's actually like living here day to day. Not just what you've seen on Instagram or vacation brochures. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. My name is Christine, and I am the owner of Wings and Roots of Utah, affiliated with Keller Williams Utah Realtors. I help buyers, I help relocators, and I help families navigate the Utah market and make moving here feel a whole lot less overwhelming. So, if you want honest insight into Utah living, real estate, and what life here is really like, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you don't miss future videos. All right, let's jump into the first thing that surprises people the second they get here. The first thing that catches people off guard is our wonderful climate. Now, yes, everyone knows Utah gets snow, but what people don't expect is how dry it is here. Summer heat here feels very different than places like Florida or Texas or Michigan because we don't have that same heavy humidity. So yes, it gets hot, but it's a dry heat, which sounds wonderful until your skin suddenly feels like parchment paper and you realize you need lotion and chapstick and water with you at all times. And then there's something called inversion. And if you've never heard of it before moving here, you definitely will once winter hits. Because Utah sits in a nice little valley surrounded by beautiful mountains. Cold air can get trapped under warmer air during parts of winter, especially in January. That means air pollution can temporarily build up in the valley. Ugh. Now, the mountains are still absolutely stunning in the winter, but inversion is something people really should know about before moving here, especially if they have asthma or they are sensitive to the air quality. And depending on where you live along the Wasatch Front, inversion can affect areas differently. So, location inside Utah actually matters more than people realize. Okay, now let's talk about the culture. because this catches people off guard fast. Utah is extremely family oriented. People here tend to prioritize family activities, outdoor recreation, community events, and home life more than nightlife. And one of the funniest things people notice right away, the soda shops. Did you guess that? Now, I'm not exaggerating when I say people here love their dirty sodas. You'll see drive-through lines wrapped around buildings for giant flavored sodas mixed with coconut, lime, cream syrups, and honestly, some of them are dangerously good. But the other thing people notice very quickly is the Sunday slowdown, especially outside of Salt Lake County. A lot of businesses either close early or are closed completely on Sundays. And for people moving from larger metro areas where everything stays open 7 days a week, that adjustment can be surprising at first. Utah just has a different rhythm to it. And honestly, for a lot of people, that slower pace and family-centered culture becomes one of the things they end up loving the most. Now let's talk real estate, because this is probably the biggest misconception people have before moving here. A lot of people assume Utah is still this hidden, affordable secret. And years ago, maybe that was true. But today, Utah is a very competitive housing market. And part of that comes down to geography. We are surrounded by mountains, lakes, and protected land, which means there's only so much space available to build. So, while Utah is still more affordable than places like California in many areas, definitely not the massive house for cheap market people sometimes expect. And another thing that surprises people, basements. Basements are extremely common here. In many other states, they're actually rare. In Utah, they're basically standard. We have finished basements, unfinished basements, basement apartments. They are everywhere. So if you specifically do not want a basement, your options can become more limited depending on the area and the price point. So let's recap what we talked about today. We talked about a lot. First, Utah's climate is beautiful, but it's much drier than many people expect. And winter inversion is something buyers should understand before choosing an area. Second, Utah culture is very family-centered, community-oriented, and yes, deeply committed to their dirty sodas. And third, Utah real estate is strong, competitive, and shaped heavily by the geography around us. Utah truly is an incredible place to live. You get access to the mountains for hiking or skiing, national parks, and some absolutely breathtaking scenery, but it definitely has its own personality and rhythm. And honestly, that's part of what makes it so special. If you're thinking about relocating to Utah in the next few months, I would love to help make that transition easier for you. Whether you're looking in Salt Lake County, Utah County, Davis County, or even down in St. George, I'd be happy to help you figure out what areas fit your lifestyle the best. My contact information is below in the description. And if you already live in Utah, I want to hear from you. What was the thing that surprised you the most after moving here? I want you to drop it in the comments because I guarantee future relocators will appreciate the heads up. And if you found this video helpful in any way, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone thinking about moving to Utah. Again, I'm Christine, owner of Wings and Roots of Utah, and I can't wait to welcome you to Utah. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.